You mean to tell me that we can make our own blend of rum for the Breezeway?
Why not?
Aloha and welcome back to Spike's Breezeway Cocktail Hour. I am back in the Breezeway, sitting in a kind of a different corner of the room with my buddy Ed Hamilton. Ed, what do you do?
Drink rum.
So do I. I drink rum as well, but you are also involved in the rum business.
Yeah, I import rum and blend rum and market rum and turn my passion into a business. And then just listening to people come to me and say, I need this. One thing grew and led to another. Well, the Tiki world kind of helped me along a little bit. Mm-hmm. That blew it up. And having things that weren't available in the market. White Stash, I resisted for years.
Why did you resist White Stash for so long?
Because white rum has a horrible reputation.
People think of Bacardi and stuff.
Well,
right?
they think of cheap white rum.
Yeah.
Finally, I just said to bartenders, okay, pull all those white rums that you got. And most of them had 6, 8, 9 white rums. I said, pull all those off your bar. Let's sit down and taste them and tell me what you love about them. Mm-hmm. And they said, we don't love them. I said, okay, tell me what you don't like about them.
Yep.
They said, well, this one smells like acetone. Mm-hmm. That's no good. Fingernail polish. And that's purely bad distillation, bad quality control. Other ones tasted like cotton candy.
Okay.
Well, what barrel did that come out of? The cotton candy barrel?
The circus barrel.
Yeah. Some of them didn't taste like anything but ethanol, hot ethanol. Mm-hmm. Some of them finished like a burnt credit card. And as
burnt credit card?
Yeah, burnt plastic. You know,
oh, okay.
That horrible smell, bite in the finish.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, now what are you looking for? If I can bring you a 3-year-old rum with character, doesn't have to be 3 years old, but if I can bring you a rum with character and doesn't have all these nasty things in it, would you buy it? Mm-hmm. And they said yes. Took a couple of selfies of my mustache and whipped it on the label and bottled the rum. It was a rum that I knew was a very good rum. The base rum was one that I discovered 25, 30 years ago, Trinidad, and they weren't bottling it because there wasn't a market for that rum in Trinidad. When I talked to the engineers, they said, no, we're not going to market that. There's no market. So give me 20,000 liters of that and let me start bottling this.
20,000 liters?
Yeah, it's a big tank.
Yeah.
20-foot tank. There was one where the demand pushed me to do it. Mm-hmm. I did it, and it's becoming successful. I mean, I'm not going to say it was an overnight success, but it's growing quite well, and I'm seeing good growth, and the market is expanding. A lot of my marketing is simply bartenders liking a product, talking to somebody else. They go to another bar. Oh, well, you need this, you need that. That's the way it's been growing all over the country.
When you did produce the White Stash and start having it distributed, what are like some of the biggest challenges in the production and getting it like onto the shelves?
Importing tanks of rum into New York Harbor. It comes into Red Hook and then it's barged across to Newark. Mm-hmm. And then you go through dock workers and then customs people. And then it's got to be trucked to upstate New York. Then I got to schedule bottling, got to make sure I've got bottles. And then once you get them, you got to store them.
Yeah.
And you got to keep them clean. You don't want to let them sit there too long. You got to have the corks. Mm-hmm. You got to have the capsules.
If we do produce like a blend of rum specifically for the Breezeway, what are the steps that we have to take in order to make this happen?
There's kind of parallel things. On the legal side of it, we have to come up with a label and get it approved by the TTB. And they have a thing called a COLA, Certificate of Label Approval. And there's actually a public registry with the TTB, and you can see it online. I can look at any label that's been approved.
Okay.
That takes a month maybe or so once you got the artwork and everything is in line. Mm-hmm. Now, I've been doing this long enough that I pretty much get them through on the first shot.
Okay.
But there are nightmare stories of people that have taken months and months to get them.
I don't doubt that.
On parallel tracks, you got to come up with a blend, get all the ingredients, get bottles, get labels printed. You got to decide on a capsule color. You got to get them. You got to have the bar tops.
You do have like a very distinctive bottle, like label style that you've ran with for what, years and years? How many years now?
10 years.
10 years. If we were going to do something for the Breezeway, what would you suggest the art be? I can't put my mustache on there.
No, I'd suggest, well, there's a couple of different things.
Okay.
If we stayed with this
oval,
and change the inside of it, then we could run the labels when I run my label runs.
Right.
So I run labels with, the last one I think I did was 8, 9 different labels.
Okay.
Because they're all the same size, the same material, they can all run together consecutively, and I can get a break on the pricing.
Sure.
What I would suggest is, picture your bar.
Okay.
You've got a great bar.
Like the outside, like
like the outside
A-frame
or
and
something.
stuff?
It looks pretty neat. It looks like a very inviting place.
Okay, so then once all that's sorted and the labels are printed,
then it's scheduling, getting the rum, make sure you have enough rum, scheduling it, and then bottling it. And then you have bottles of Breezeway Blend rum. And then the work begins.
work? I thought that was all the work.
No. I can't sell to a liquor store. A liquor store can't buy directly from me. But between me and the liquor store is a distributor. And I have to convince the distributor that I have another blend that they need.
Oh, I see.
Because if they don't buy it, I can't sell it.
Yeah, then we're sitting on a ton of Breezeway Blend.
Yeah, sitting on a few hundred cases.
Yeah.
And you have to decide how much you're going to bottle initially. One example of the distributor blockade in this whole deal. Years ago, I was the importer for Lemon Heart Rum. And I went to my distributor, Lou Bach, in California, and I said, Lou, I got access to Lemon Heart Rum. I'm going to pick the brand up. And he put his arm around me and he says, Ed, you've been a good supplier. We love you, man, but we don't need any lemon-flavored rum.
Ah, lemon-flavored.
And I said, Lou, you're right. Sorry I brought it up. And then I went on Facebook when the Ministry of Rum Facebook page started. I made just a little post and said, if you're looking for Lemon Heart in the US, because it wasn't available, here are a list of the distributors that have access to this around the country. And at that time, it was probably 20 distributors, 20 states. And their phone numbers.
Oh.
And said, call these people. If you want it, call them.
And the thing about Lemon Heart was that it's an integral component of like the zombie, right? Jet Pilot.
Jet Pilot. Right. And it was one that was sought out by the consumer.
Right.
And bars, tiki bars and home bars. Something I don't think a lot of people appreciate, certainly distributors don't appreciate, is that there are 10 times more home tiki bars than there are commercial tiki bars.
There sure are.
There sure are. And these people buy rum and they drink it. Yeah, they have a collection of rum, but they drink the good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of bottles of stuff that I don't even touch. And I have it, and I love to have it, but I don't do anything with it.
Right.
But I go through a lot of Hamilton Rum.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So a week later, Lou Bach called me and said, hey, what the hell is going on here? I got people calling me from all over. So I opened it up to consumers calling him. Now, consumers can't buy from a distributor, but he recognized that this was something that he didn't know about.
Yep.
And he needed to know about it.
Maybe we do need that lemon-flavored rum.
Yeah, maybe we do that, whatever that lemon is.
Yeah, totally.
And the first week, he sold 150 cases.
Wow.
It grew from there.
Yeah.
And then when Lemon Heart was being reformulated, I got wind of it and started doing the Hamilton blend, and things went on from there. The rest is history. Every product I've got, the gatekeeper is the distributor.
Yeah.
Distributors have to be asked for it. Also, the store has to be asked for it. Because when a distributor isn't going to go to a store with a product they know nothing about or don't know. But if the store is asking for it at the distributor level, you're in. The distributor will say, oh, yeah, we need that. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. So the big challenge with the Breezeway Blend, from my perspective, is going to be getting the distributors to get on board with it.
Sure.
Now, with all the people that watch your show, something I do at tastings is somebody will taste this and they go, wow, that's really good. I like that. I said, take a picture of it on your phone right now. Yeah, just do it.
Some Ed Hamilton right there.
Well, yeah. Well, they do it.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, now when you go to a liquor store, you can pull out your phone and say, here it is.
Yeah. I mean, that's really smart.
And then I say, if you go to a store that already has any Hamilton rum and you show them this one, they can order it.
Right.
If you go to a store, they don't have any Hamilton rum, it's a little bit harder.
Sure.
Go to the store and tell them you want this product and it's from XYZ distributor.
Sure.
With that information, they can order it. But just don't do it yourself. Get your husband to do it. Get your wife to do it. Get your neighbor to do it. They get 3 or 4 inquiries. They're going to go, hey, we don't want to miss this.
Ah, okay.
And go to one store.
So if you're interested in getting the potential Breezeway Blend at your local liquor store, we all got to do some work.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle. Now, it is not going to arrive in Total Wine and Spirits initially.
Sure.
They're not going to take it.
Right.
Breezeway Blend, we never heard of that.
Yeah. Now, what do you think the flavor of this should be? Mixable, obviously, right?
I would look for something that's highly mixable. I typically, like I said earlier, I just listen to the consumers.
Yeah.
But when you ask me, what do you think it should be? I think it should be more like this, which is probably the most mass appeal product I've got. Because let's face it, the Jamaican Black isn't for everybody.
No.
The Demerara 86 is a mouthful.
Yeah. And it's very specific.
It's specific.
This is incredible for daiquiris.
It's incredible for daiquiri. You haven't had a better daiquiri than with this.
I've tried. I like some other white rums for reasons, but this is always come back to this.
But I would add a little bit of aged Jamaican to that.
Oh.
To give it a little bigger flavor profile.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Okay.
People that watch your show and watch things are into drinking and that, if they want more character, they can add a little bit of the Jamaican Gold, or I wouldn't add Jamaican Black to it because of the color, but they could add a little Jamaican Gold to it. I add some Jamaican Gold to this when I'm making a daiquiri, sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Okay.
But that's the profile I would look at.
Okay.
Because if you want just a white rum, well, here it is. If you want something that's a little different, and I would look for a cocktail, and I'm not a mixologist. Are you a mixologist yet?
It's been 3 years of doing this, so I've learned some stuff.
I've been doing it 20 years. I've been drinking for 50.
Yeah.
I'm not a mixologist. I know where the good rums are, and I know what to avoid. And what I look at is something that's not offensive. My Jamaican Blonde, I have a lot of repeat sales on this. It's selling very well.
Should we taste that?
Sure. So this is the blonde. This is Jamaican rum. This is the base rum that goes into the Jamaican Golden Black.
Okay.
And it went into St. Lucian barrels for about 1.5 years. I pulled it out, added about 10% 1-year-old aged Jamaican from Worthy Park.
Okay.
And then put it back in the barrels. I love that flavor.
It smells incredible.
So it's got a little bit of character, but it doesn't, people talk about funk. Well, this isn't Dirty Socks. This isn't Gym Bag.
No.
This is just a little character. Overripe bananas, but not rotten.
Okay. I get the bananas now that you mention it.
The flavor comes from a combination of the yeast and the fermentation of the raw material, the molasses, and then they use a little bit of dunder to up the congener content.
Okay.
But there's no bananas, no fruit used in the production of this.
It's just a similar scent.
Yeah, it's a similar scent.
Can I drink some now?
Sure.
Dying to taste some of this.
So that's 90 proof, smooth, finishes
very
nice.
Smooth. You get the warmth down your...
You get some warmth,
but
it doesn't have a bite in the finish.
It doesn't.
There's nothing weird in the aftertaste. There's nothing you go, I need some water to dry this out.
It's great. So you think maybe some of that?
Yeah, some of that.
This?
And let's try this.
Oh, okay.
So this would be lighter.
Okay. Okay, so...
It lightened it, yeah.
Cut it a little bit.
This has some coconut flavor.
Oh.
Right, there's some other flavors in there. I really like the fruit flavor of that. It's a lot more character. It's a bigger palate than either this or this.
Okay.
I poured, about the same amount. So 87 and 90, we're at 88 proof, something like that, 88, 89 proof. It's not a low proof option there.
No.
But I think that would do really well in a daiquiri.
I do too.
Everybody makes daiquiris. Technically, if you were a mixologist or a cocktailologist, you would call a daiquiri made with lemon a rum sour.
Okay.
I love using lemons. There's more juice in a lemon than there is a lime, so you don't run out as much.
For sure there is.
And I like adding a little bit of soda water or tonic water to it.
Okay.
Good tonic water.
There's like a nice like mouthfeel to it too.
Yeah, it's
Smooth and
there's nothing offensive. Even though we like this, we're not going to sit here and drink this whole glass straight, are we?
I guess it depends on what kind of night you want to have or what kind of morning, really. I mean, it really is drinkable though.
Yeah. It's shocking that at 88 proof, we can sit here and sip it. If you had some ice in it, it'd probably be gone.
Is that like the idea is just those two flavors mixed together, or?
Well, that's what I would look for.
Okay.
That's what I would look for. I think that would work.
So I guess the question is to you folks, what is it that you're looking for in our Breezeway Blend rum? What are the characteristics? What are the flavor profiles? What are maybe the color even?
What kind of cocktail are you looking to have a rum for?
Yeah, leave a message in the comments below and weigh in.
That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Before we bottle something, it would be good to have a few normal consumers. So there are no normal consumers in the tiki world.
There's no normal consumers that watch my show.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of weirdos.
You know, that is a niche market of the rum drinking community. This is the profile that I have people ask me for.
I guess you're gonna have to go back and then do some precise blending to get the flavor profile perfect, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you want to do now? Should we see if this stuff works in a drink?
Yeah, sure.
Make a drink at the bar?
Yeah, let's make a drink at the bar.
Okay.
And we can do it with this and make sure we get the ABV right.
I don't know what the hell that thing is.
This tells you what the ABV is.
Oh, okay. Weird. Okay, let's go over to the bar.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Nice plants.
It's been a while since you've been back here.
Yeah.
I forgot how shockingly tall this guy is.
Let me just put that up there.
Okay.
Oh, it held together. Good.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
You got a little jungle window to look through. Okay, so what are we gonna do now?
Let's try blending some rum and then making a cocktail. Graduated cylinder, a hydrometer, so we can check the ABV so we get it pretty close. What consideration have you given to the alcohol by volume ABV content? What do you think's good?
I think that it should be something that doesn't knock you out after one drink. I'm more interested in people enjoying their evening, having 3 or 4 Breezeway,
Something
whatevers.
over 80, 85, something like that. That's my sweet spot. I love tea punch, it's a 100 proof cocktail. But I think for a long drink, I want something I can enjoy.
Yeah.
Like everybody else that I know, we're sick of 80 proof rums. So we can check it with this to make sure we're somewhere close, because I've got a couple of high proof rums here.
Okay.
So let's start with some Jamaican rum, and we'll do, say, 15% of this. In order for the hydrometer, we're going to need a fair volume of this. We'll go to 30%,
Okay.
or 30 milliliters.
30 milliliters.
And if we fill this up to 200, hopefully that'll be enough to float the hydrometer.
Okay. It's like a little over 200. Does that matter?
Yeah, it's not critical.
Okay.
Oh, it is. Okay, there we go. And let's see what this looks like. Okay, so we're about 85 proof.
Oh, okay.
So we started out with some aged Jamaican and then some white stash.
Okay.
Now let's make a cocktail with it.
Okay, so what's the cocktail that we're gonna make?
I'm not a cocktailologist.
Oh, I thought you had a drink you were gonna make.
Well, I was just gonna do a blend similar to a daiquiri and use this rum.
What do you want to do? An ounce?
Yeah, sure,
Okay, per cocktail?
sure.
Damn, dude, that's an ounce right there. So there's 2 ounces for 2 drinks. This is just, you're just making this up on the fly here, huh?
Well, how would you make a daiquiri?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good start.
Okay.
And then how many ounces of,
Simple syrup, ½ ounce each or 3/4
yeah,
ounce?
half an ounce of each.
Okay, because we don't want to over sweeten it and kill all the flavor, right?
Right, so like 1 ounce.
1 ounce. Okay. And then about 2 per cocktail?
Yeah.
Okay.
First one was a little heavy.
It was a little heavy. I was like, oh, it's party time with Ed. We're gonna hit it on the Hamilton Beach, I think. Okay, so 1 ounce per cocktail, is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, 2 ounces.
2 ounces?
Well, 2 cocktails would be 2 ounces.
But we gotta do it per drink. And the reason I like to do this also is that when you pour the drink in on top of it, it combines. Yeah.
You've been professionally trained by some of the best in Southern California.
That is absolutely true.
I'm just a bar stool warmer.
Okay.
Straws.
From Surfside Sips.
Surfside Sips. The long ones.
Do we want to dress this up at all?
Sure. You need a little garnish or something.
Usually I don't like to skimp the mint, but I think just like a couple little
Yeah, cut that in half and one of.
little dudes.
Oh, that smells so good.
It does smell really good.
really smells good.
Wow, yeah, that is fully skimping the mint, but
And that's part of a cocktail is when you get it near your face, you smell it.
Yeah.
A little bit like putting a float of 151 on top.
totally. Almost jabbed myself in the face with my straw. Are you not gonna cheers?
Oh, well,
Cheers.
I'm waiting for you.
Oh.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Good to see you again. It's been a while.
I don't know. Thanks for coming by.
I could drink 3 of those.
Wow, that's really good. It's so simple. It's like sparkly, of course, from the soda water, but then also the lemon flavors. You expect lime, but it's lemon.
I'm surprised that 1 ounce of the seltzer water added so much to it.
Yeah, but the rum's really nice.
Yeah, the rum balanced well with the lemon. What I would recommend is suggest. We ask people to submit their recipes, give you recipes, and crowdsourcing. That's the new word, right? Or the old word that's back.
I don't know. It's been around.
It's not AI induced or anything.
Are we going to be able to make the Breezeway Blend?
Well, I can do it, sure. Can we?
Well, do you want to do it?
The reality is what really makes or breaks it is there a demand for it?
Is there a demand for it? Do you want this rum? Mention it in the comments below.
And then we'll go from there. If we see a big enough demand for it, then we can do it. You want to drop some bitters in there on top and see?
Yeah, let's try some bitters. There you go.
It's kind of like
Now, if we would have made it from the beginning, I think you could almost like overfill the ice a little bit and then do the bitters right on top of that. And as you're drinking it, kind of mixes in. But I like it's kind of an, what does he call like an ombre?
Yeah, but with the
effect.
With the long straw, you would be drinking from the bottom, and so you wouldn't get any bitters.
But you'd get the aroma.
Until you get near the bottom.
Yeah. It kind of adds a little bit more depth to the cocktail.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
This is a great drink.
Let's try some more blends, get some feedback from your audience, what they would be looking for, and then let's see if we can come to a reasonable blend.
Okay.
And then we're going to have some cocktails to make it work. My idea is to do this is a suggestion of this is what we like. I like it.
I love this. This is great.
Yeah,
I think it could be evolved. Like you could probably add a little honey or some passion fruit.
Yeah, do what you want to do with it. Make it your own. So everybody wants to make it their own.
Yeah. So if you guys weigh in and you think it's a good idea to do a Breezeway Blend, in the comments below, and we produce this
right here.
Thank you. And if Ed produces this, then we can get into like, go buy your own bottle, show us a recipe, and then we'll make it on the cocktail show.
After the first batch, we could put recipes on the back of the bottle.
Yeah. Follow Ed Hamilton on Instagram at
Ed Rum Guy.
Ed Rum Guy. And every Friday, right before I do my live thing, you do a Zoom cocktail party, right?
Happy hour, yeah.
Yeah, so you can go to Instagram, find the Zoom address for that, and literally sit there and talk to Ed and a bunch of other guys about rum, and it's a good time.
Okay, it's a way to relax on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. It's an interesting group of characters.
A bunch of weirdos in that group, too. So if you've enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. If you don't hit that subscribe button,
you don't get the next episode.
Oh, well, yeah.